Hello everyone, Movie Jack is in touch, and today I will tell you about the 9th and 10th episodes of the 11th season of the Walking Dead series. For a better understanding of what is happening, I advise you to look at the retelling of the previous series using the links in the description. In Meridian, Lee fires a launcher at walkers as they flood the camp. The Reaper attacks Maggie, but then hits her with an arrow. Maggie hides in the building and meets up with Negan and Elijah, who was injured by shrapnel. She takes them to the infirmary, where they hide in a secret room. Carver searches for them and receives a radio order from Leah to kill everyone he finds. Back in Alexandria, Rosita and the others fight the walkers near Aaron's house. Diana reports that Judith and Gracie are missing. Judith and Gracie are trying to get out of the basement, which is quickly filling with water. Walkers break through the door to the basement. Iron and Jerry regroup with the others after an unsuccessful attempt to put out a fire at a windmill. Magna and Connie leave to plug the gaps in the perimeter, while the others work on extinguishing the fire. Aaron hears Gracie's emergency whistle and goes looking for her. The Reaper is aiming at Gabrielle from the window. Daryl stabs the Reaper with a knife and strangles him to death. He hides at the moment when Leah enters the room and discovers the body of her friend. He quietly leaves the room. Gracie blows the whistle as the basement fills with water. A walker attacks Judith and Gracie. Iron breaks the basement window, jumps inside and starts killing walkers. Through the window, he lifts the girls to safety. New walkers are entering the basement. Gabriel collides with Mansea and pulls out his sword. Mansi predicts that Gabriel will not kill him, as he did not kill him in the cemetery. Gabriel is surprised to learn that Mansi knew of his presence at the cemetery. Mancha asks if Gabriel listens to God more and urges Gabriel to revive his faith. Gabriel hears a noise outside the door and stabs Mansei in the belly with a knife. Carver chases Maggie down the hallway. Negan and Elijah ambush him. Carver wounds Elijah, beats Maggie to the floor. Negan hits Carver with a heavy bell. Maggie is preparing to deliver a fatal blow to Carver. Daryl intervenes and insists that they use Carver as leverage, despite Elijah's vow to avenge his sister. Daryl gets in touch with Leah on the radio and offers to talk to them. Hearing Gracie's whistle, Rosita sends Lydia to investigate, while she fights with the walkers surrounding the house. Aaron is hanging on pipes in the basement so that walkers don't get him. Lydia finds him and runs for the rope. She attaches the rope so that Aaron can get out of the basement on all fours. They're going to help put out the fire. Daryl, Maggie, Negan and Elijah meet with Leah and the remaining Reapers. Daryl offers to free Carver if the Reapers leave Meridian, but vows to kill them if they return. Leah rejects his offer and says the sniper will shoot them if they don't let Carver go. Daryl reluctantly lets go of Carver. Gabriel shoots Carver in the leg and informs Leah over the radio that he killed her sniper. Leah accepts Daryl's terms and begins to leave with the two Reapers. After Elijah tells her that their people must be avenged, Maggie shoots them in the back and kills the remaining Reapers. Leah runs away. Daryl tracks down Leah, but lets her escape. Maggie's group is loading supplies onto a wagon. Maggie returns to the church where they left Alden. Maggie enters the church and discovers that Alden has converted. She cries, piercing his head with a knife. Maggie buries Alden in the woods. Negan joins her and guesses that she always planned to kill the Reapers, despite Daryl's attempts to negotiate. Fearing that she will do the same to him, he decides to break up with the group. Maggie joins Daryl and Gabriel at the campfire. She reports that Alden is dead and Negan is gone. Daryl's group returns to Alexandria. Jerry is disappointed to see that their numbers have greatly decreased. Maggie's group distributes supplies in Alexandria and reunites with everyone. Daryl hugs Coney. Lydia is visibly upset to learn that Negan has left. Gabriel informs Aaron that Alden is dead and that many other people have died. A caravan of Commonwealth troops is approaching the gates of Alexandria. Residents are preparing weapons for defense. Eugene jumps out and informs the residents of Alexandria that the troops have come to the rescue. Commonwealth paratroopers unload supplies in Alexandria. Eugene introduces Horn as the winner. Hornby shares his admiration for what they have built and offers to provide labor and materials to help them rebuild. It also offers another option for those who are interested. 6 months have passed. Maggie and Elijah are standing guard at the hilltop. Hornby is waiting outside the gate with a group of Commonwealth soldiers. One of the soldiers approaches Maggie and demands that she open up. Maggie says it shouldn't be like this. The soldier takes off his helmet. It's Daryl. Yes, it is, he says. Daryl, Judith and RJ crawl along a dark corridor filled with cages with walkers. They are attacked by a walker, but retreats when Daryl drives him away. It's just an actor, and they're in a haunted maze. They come out of the haunted maze and meet Halloween at the Commonwealth Carnival. This is the 30th day of their new life in the Commonwealth. Carol and Magna carry trays of food at the carnival. A girl named May introduces herself to Judith and offers to show her around. Daryl remarks to Carol that it will take him some time to adjust to life in the Commonwealth. Everyone applauds when Governor Pamela Milton joins the carnival. Daryl and Carol chat with Kelly and Connie, who works as a reporter for the Commonwealth newspaper. Carol watches Ezekiel from afar and notices that his throat is bothering him, a sign of an exacerbation of cancer. Gabriel picks up the cook for the night so Rosita can rest after a late shift. Daryl and Rosita leave their apartment to attend a training session for Commonwealth soldiers. And Ezekiel plays with the children Jerry and RJ and gives one of them an old Shiva collar. Carol asks Ezekiel how he feels and insists that he is doing well. Carol sneaks into the hospital and looks through Ikea's medical records. Tommy, who now works as a doctor, catches her doing this, but decides to help her. He notices that Ezekiel is unlikely to be rescued in time, given his place on the waiting list. Mercer divides the recruits into pairs, instructing them to kill walkers in their house of death, working together and using the same knife. Rosita and her partner, Green, run to their house, and Daryl and his partner, Jake, run to a separate house. Daryl fights the walker and drives Jake forward. Later, Daryl sees Jake struggling with a walker, but decides to go after another walker. Rosita pulls the walker away from Green, who then kills him. Later, Rosita gives the knife to Green, and then kills the walker with his own limb. Jake screams for help when he is attacked by a walker. Mercer shoots the walker and looks at Daryl for abandoning his partner. Mercer praises Rosita and Green for their teamwork. Judith and May are looking through albums at the music store where the princess works. May buys an album for Judith after learning that Judith has no allowance. Carol overhears Max refusing the wine that Hornsby chose for the upcoming Pamela masquerade ball. Hornsby throws the wine in the trash. Carol is looking through receipts at an abandoned liquor store. She tracks down the house at the address indicated on the receipt for the purchase of expensive wine. She fights the walkers by searching the wine cellar. Mercer, Daryl and Rosita go to the forest to train with Sebastian. Mercer releases a group of walkers that Sebastian must kill. Sebastian fights the walker, and Daryl kills him with a crossbow. Sebastian angrily tells Daryl that he could handle him. Pamela passes by and looks at Sebastian with disappointment. Mercer advises Daryl that sometimes it's important to set each other up to win. At home, Judith and Ergie ask Daryl if they can live permanently in the Commonwealth if their mom doesn't know where to find them. Carol brings Hornsby a case of expensive wine to serve at the masquerade. In exchange, she asks him to reschedule a friend's surgery. Impressed by Carol's resourcefulness, Hornsby says that before making any promises, he will see how Pamela likes the wine. Magna is working in the kitchen at the masquerade ball and chatting with Sally, another waitress who is preparing a plate of fruit. After filling the wine glasses on the tray, Magna starts serving the guests at the party. She exchanges brief pleasantries with Yumika and Tommy, who are guests. Tommy tells Yumika that he is uncomfortable with this extravagant scene, and drinks a whole glass of wine, after which he brings a second one. The red carpet at the entrance to the masquerade ball is crowded with people, including the princess and several Alexandrians and Hilltoppers, who watch as dressed-up guests arrive at the ball, including Lance Hornsby and Sebastian Milton. Everyone claps and cheers for Mercer's arrival. Mercer communicates with the princess in the crowd and invites her to join him as a guest. At first, the doorman refuses to accept the princess, since her name is not on the list, but Mercer remains firm in his decision to bring her with him. An excited Lance approaches Pamela with a question about wine, clearly proud of his findings, to which Pamela answers perfectly and offers to discuss his idea with Alexandria later, much to Lance's disappointment. Connie interviews Pamela and asks what her father, the former US president, said about the class gap at the party. Pamela evades the question and introduces her to Carrie, the woman who won the lottery last year. The waiter tries to approach Pamela, but Max pushes him away. The princess recognizes the waiter as a soldier whom she beat up in the train carriage. Pamela gives a speech and opens a portrait of her father. The waiter, Tyler, holds Max under the knife and accuses Pamela of lying. He says he lost everything because of one mistake, and claims that people like him don't mean anything to Pamela. Max tries to calm Tyler down. He lets her go and runs away. Daryl drives Tyler into a haunted maze and convinces him not to commit suicide. Sebastian follows them inside. Daryl instructs Sebastian to bring Tyler to Pamela, which allows him to take responsibility. Sebastian brings Tyler back to the masquerade and gets credit for catching Tyler. Resist the Commonwealth. Visibility for workers. Equality for all. Tyler shouts as he is led out of the room, adding that there are thousands like him. Pamela orders Horsby to find out if there are any more resistance members. Yumika and Max hand out money and a non-disclosure agreement to the party guests to ensure their privacy. Carol asks Hornsby how Pamela liked the wine. Hornsby says it was a good first step and hints that he would like to get something else from Carol. Mercer orders Rosita to interrogate Magna about Tyler. Rosita asks Magni questions about Tyler. Magna says she didn't know Tyler, but believes his words about the Commonwealth. And Ezekiel visits Carol and gives her a box that used to belong to Henry. Carol asks Isla again how he's doing. She cries when she assures her that he is fine. Daryl is going to work. He gives Judith a record player to put on her new record. Daryl, Rosita and a team of Commonwealth soldiers storm Tyler Davis's apartment in search of the rebels. Rosita finds a secret room at the back of the closet filled with resistance propaganda.